Think stunning home decor always comes with a hefty price tag? Think again. Imagine stepping into a world where bland, uninspired spaces blossom into vibrant, inviting rooms, filled to the brim with handmade charm. Picture the potential of those untouched corners, those bare walls, those empty shelves, each a canvas waiting for your creative touch. It's the magic of transformation brought to life by your own two hands. Ready to transform your own space? Let's dive in. First up, we're making our own handmade candles. They're easy, inexpensive, and oh so chic. To start, you'll need some basic materials. These include wax, which can be paraffin, soy, or beeswax, a heat source, a double boiler, wicks, and containers. If you want to go the extra mile, consider adding color or scent. You can find dye and fragrance oils at most craft stores. Now let's talk safety. Always remember to never leave your melting wax unattended. Use a thermometer to monitor the temperature and ensure it doesn't exceed the recommended range for your chosen wax. And always handle hot materials with care. Ready to dive in? First, measure out your wax. A general rule is twice the amount of wax as the volume of your container. Melt the wax using a double boiler. This technique uses indirect heat and makes it safer and easier to control the temperature. While the wax is melting, prepare your container. Attach the wick to the bottom using a dab of hot glue or a piece of double-sided tape. Once the wax is melted and removed from heat, it's time to add your color and fragrance. Stir gently until it's well incorporated. Now pour your wax into the container, ensuring the wick stays centered. Let it cool completely. This can take anywhere from a few hours to overnight. Patience is key here, as rushing can cause cracks or bubbles in your candle. And here's where you can get really creative. You can use almost anything as a container, from traditional glass jars to vintage teacups. You can even make layered candles by using different colored waxes. The possibilities are endless. Finally, once your candle is completely cooled and hardened, trim the wick to about 1/4 inch. This helps ensure a clean, even burn. And there you have it, your own handmade candles ready to light up any room. With these simple steps, you can create candles that not only look great but are also a reflection of your personal style. So go ahead, light up your space with your new creations. Next, we're adding a pop of color with painted vases. A simple and delightful way to upcycle those old glass jars. This craft takes the ordinary and makes it extraordinary, turning your glass jars into unique, vibrant pieces of decor that can brighten up any room. First things first, let's talk about paint. Acrylic paint is a great choice for this project. It's easy to use, comes in a wide array of colors, and it's perfect for glass surfaces. The key tip here is to remember to apply thin, even coats of paint to get a smooth, professional finish. Now let's get creative. You can opt for a single color for a minimalist look, or you can mix and match colors for a more vibrant effect. Why not try a gradient effect? Start with a darker hue at the bottom and gradually lighten it as you go up. Or perhaps you fancy a geometric pattern? Tape off sections of your vase to create clean, crisp lines. The possibilities are endless. Once you've painted your vases, it's time to let them dry. Patience is key here. You want to make sure your paint is completely dry before moving on to the next step. This is the perfect time to sit back, relax, and maybe even start planning your next DIY project. Now we've painted our vases, but why stop there? Let's take it a step further. Add a touch of glam with some adhesive gems or give it a rustic look with a bit of twine wrapped around the neck of the vase. It's all about adding those personal touches that make your crafts truly your own. And there you have it. With just a few strokes of paint, you've turned a simple vase into a statement piece. Whether you use them to hold your favorite flowers or simply as a decorative piece, these painted vases are sure to add a touch of charm to your home decor. So go on, grab those old glass jars, pick up a paintbrush, and let your creativity shine. Now let's turn our attention to furniture. With a little creativity, we can give old furniture a new lease on life. Picture this, an old forgotten chair, gathering dust in the corner of the attic. Or perhaps a scratched coffee table you've been meaning to throw out, but wait, don't let them go just yet. They could be the next stars of your living room. The process of upcycling furniture starts with preparation. This is where you roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. Sanding down the piece is essential. You're not just removing old paint or varnish, you're creating a blank canvas. And remember, a smooth surface will ensure a smoother painting process later on. Now, selecting the right paint can make or break your project. Think about the desired finish. Do you want a matte look or a glossy shine? Also consider the color. This is where you can really let your personality shine through. Don't be afraid to go bold, but also remember that sometimes less is more. Applying the paint is an art in itself. Go with thin, even coats, allowing each layer to dry before adding the next. Patience is key here. You don't want to rush this step and end up with a streaky mess. Once your paint job is dry and looking fabulous, it's time for the fun part, the finishing touches. This could be anything from replacing old knobs with chic new ones, adding decorative trims, or even stenciling a unique design. This is your chance to take something ordinary and make it extraordinary. And voila! What once was an overlooked piece of furniture is now a stunning showpiece, adding character and charm to your space. The satisfaction of breathing new life into something old is simply priceless. Who knew a bit of paint and elbow grease could transform an old piece of furniture into a stylish centerpiece? So, the next time you come across an unloved piece of furniture, don't discard it. Instead, see it as an opportunity to create something beautiful and unique. After all, the best home decor is not just bought, it's crafted. Finally, let's create some eye-catching wall art. It's easier than you might think. Wall art is a fantastic way to make any space feel more like home. It's an expression of your personality and can be as unique or as traditional as you wish. Let's dive right in. First, gather your materials. You'll need a canvas. The size is entirely up to you. You'll also need some acrylic paints, a set of brushes, and perhaps some painter's tape if you're aiming for a geometric design. Remember, this is your creation, so feel free to add any other materials that inspire you. Now let's talk about the process. Begin by deciding on a design. This could be anything from abstract splashes of color to a detailed landscape. Don't worry if you're not an experienced artist. The beauty of DIY is that it's all about personal expression. There's no right or wrong here. Next, start applying your chosen colors to the canvas. If you're going for a more structured design, use painter's tape to create sharp, clean lines. Or if you prefer an abstract look, let your brush dance freely across the canvas. Experiment with different brush strokes and techniques to create texture and depth. As you work, remember to step back occasionally and view your art from a distance. This can give you a fresh perspective and help you decide where to add more color or detail. Choosing colors can be a fun part of the process. Perhaps you want to match your decor, or maybe you want your wall art to be a standout piece. Either way, choose colors that make you happy. Once you're satisfied with your creation, let it dry completely. Then, find the perfect spot on your wall, hang it up, and admire your handiwork. Remember, the key to great DIY is to have fun and let your creativity flow. Don't be afraid to experiment and make it truly your own. And voila, you've just created your own masterpiece. Your walls will thank you. So, there you have it. 4 simple yet impactful DIY home decor crafts. We kicked things off with handmade candles, a warm and cozy addition to any space. They're not just a source of light, but also a source of comfort. And the best part? You can customize them to your liking, choosing the color, the scent, even the shape. Then we moved on to painted vases, an easy yet effective way to add a pop of color to your space. With just a few strokes of a brush, an ordinary vase turns into an extraordinary piece of decor. Next, we delved into the world of upcycled furniture. We showed you how that old chair or table collecting dust in your attic can become a stunning centerpiece with a little bit of creativity and elbow grease. Finally, we explored the realm of wall art. A blank wall is essentially a blank canvas. And with a few simple materials and a dash of imagination, you can create a masterpiece that reflects your unique style. All these crafts prove that you don't need a big budget to have a beautiful space. Just a little bit of time, a touch of creativity, and the willingness to get your hands dirty. Your dream space is just a project away. So roll up your sleeves and start creating, and remember, we'd love to see your own DIY projects. Until next time, happy crafting.